Thanks for tuning in. Today's video is another episode of Chatting in My Closet, and today's topic is exploring whether luxury fashion has become basic. If you're tuning in for the first time, hi, my name is Katie. I like to do these luxury fashion videos here on YouTube. I share hauls and reviews, but at the end of the day, I share my journey so we can all mindfully curate our own collections. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below with your thoughts on this topic. All of your support really means a lot to me. There is some construction happening literally across the street, so if you hear a little bit of that, I'm so sorry. I don't think you should hear too much, but if there's some random clanging, that's what it is. And also a quick explanation of Chatting in My Closet. For those of you who might not know, it's an ongoing series on my channel where I take a fashion-related topic and I share my open and candid opinions on that particular topic. Then I open up the floor to all of you to share your thoughts in the comment section down below. I read through all of them, I comment on all of them, and I love to see when other people comment on other people's opinions as well. So it's really meant to be an open dialogue around that particular topic. I only ask that everybody keep it respectful and keep an open mind for hearing other points of views. And last but not least, it is absolutely sweltering today, so the AC is on. That is just to prevent me from literally melting in my spot. It's on right now, so you might hear a little bit of that in the background, and I'm really sorry, but otherwise I was literally going to melt into a puddle of sweat. So jumping into today's topic, it's basically, is my Birkin basic, right? And I think I've seen some videos on like around this topic, on a similar topic. It got me thinking about what feels like an explosion of luxury fashion content on social media, and also what seems to be like the prevalence of and high level of interest in luxury fashion, right? And it's like, oh wow, like does it seem like it's actually really become you know, basic, everyday, perhaps less exclusive. I feel like this term basic now has such a negative connotation to it, almost like it lacks personality, or lacks some sort of uniqueness, lacks style, and like some sense of elevated, you know, sense, fashion sense. I think basic is okay sometimes. There's nothing wrong with it, really. If that's what feels the most comfortable for an individual, then that's the best style for them. Like, that's what makes the most sense for them. And I don't think a more basic fashion sense means you're any better or worse than anybody else. And at the end of the day, I really think fashion should be what makes you feel the most comfortable. And you know, there is like a time, place, occasion, so like things that you should be aware of based on where you're going and what kind of occasion it might be. But outside of that, it's just, well, there's a level of utility that it serves, and then there's an element of your personality that comes through it. So there's nothing wrong with something being basic. I feel like the other way we package this term basic is actually that it's a classic. You could argue that classics are relatively basic because they've either been around for a really long time, or a lot of people have them, or a lot of people like them, right? So it's like, it seems like it's such a fine line to draw between basic and classic. But that aside, if I strictly just think about luxury fashion and how much more we see it, or we think we see it, or we perceive it in our everyday lives, I don't necessarily think luxury fashion in and of itself has become basic. I think what has become a lot more prevalent is the ease and the amount of information sharing that's happened around luxury fashion. When some of these brands started, there was a significant air of exclusivity around them purely from an accessibility standpoint. It was not at a price point, it still is not at a price point that's attainable for the masses necessarily. And I think a lot of it sort of spread within social circles, and it was one of those like, if you know types of things, and that's how you found out, that's how you got immersed, and that's how you experienced the brands. But now with the internet, pretty much, the amount of information that we're able to access on a daily basis with a very low barrier to entry means that a lot more people can find out information about these items. The styles, the history of the brands, the leather types they have, the colors they make, right? The amount of information that is at our fingertips is just like exponentially. It's mind-blowingly enormous compared to when these brands have started. And I think that might be a bit of where this like, oh, has it turned basic? I feel like everybody and their grandma has a Chanel classic flap or is trying to get a Birkin or something like that. I think that's where some of that has come from, but ultimately, I don't think luxury fashion has actually become basic in the sense that it's highly and easily attainable for a lot of people. Because I see something as basic if it's like everybody has them and everybody can get them, you know? And these items are not that. And I'm not just talking about like the Hermes game. I'm just talking about pure price point, right? It's not, they're not at a price point that is accessible for everybody. And so I don't really think it's become basic in that sense. But what has changed perhaps is the level of exclusivity or level of secrecy around the brand, you know, where you feel like you're part of the few folks who know about this brand or really enjoy the brand, you know what I mean? A lot more people, whether they are active shoppers or not, are aware of the brand, aware of a lot of information about the brand. I think that kind of mystique almost around those brands has diminished a lot from the pure amount of information sharing that's happening. I personally don't see that as a bad thing. You guys let me know what you feel about that, like whether you're sort of turned off about a brand becoming a bit more mainstream, let's say, where more people are enjoying the brand or purchasing items from that brand. I still like to purchase the kind of weird and quirky items sometimes. So maybe that's why I still feel like I have a pretty unique Chanel collection that doesn't overlap with too many other people in general. And when I carry my pieces outside, like I don't feel like I'm walking down the street and I see everybody have the same exact bag that I do. Even if I did, even if I ran into someone who had the same exact yellow Birkin, like, I don't know, I don't think I'd be like, oh my gosh, I've repeated with someone. Like I'll just be like, man, someone else has real excellent taste, you know? So that's just how I feel about it. It's an accessory. It's an accessory that's a part of your outfit. And I understand it conveys a part of your personality, but it's not the end all be all, you know? And I think it's also in how you put the whole outfit together. And there's a lot more to it than just like having the same exact item. You know, there's all those, you know, same outfit but different vibe kind of thing. It's the same thing. It's about how you wear it. What I do find interesting though is the real explosion, the proliferation of content around luxury fashion, which of course I contribute to as well. I'm sitting here talking to you about it right now. I find that fascinating. I really do. And when you're kind of immersed in that world, I feel like I've talked about this a few times, but when you're kind of immersed in that world, it sort of feels like everybody is enjoying luxury fashion to the same degree or even more than you enjoy it. But when you kind of remove yourself from that one circle, you realize it isn't the majority necessarily, because again, these items are not at a mass accessible price point, you know? So I really try to remind myself from time to time when I feel myself getting really wrapped up in like, oh, there's this new collection that's launching from this brand, or oh, it looks like someone else got another Hermes bag, and where am I? I feel like I'm behind. Like you know, I still haven't gotten a quota bag this year, and like, or oh, they launched this new thing. I guess I should buy it. I find myself honestly getting wrapped up in those thoughts, and I really try to pull myself out for a moment. I try to remind myself that of the pieces that I already have, and also the fact that although I am somebody who enjoys these items, these are not things that everybody will necessarily buy. So even though I see someone else who may have just gotten another Hermes bag, it doesn't mean that I'm behind or that I have to get another one. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's okay. It's okay. I still want another one. Don't get me wrong. I do. But I don't want to, I don't know how to articulate it. I don't want to get too consumed in the process. I hope that explained what I'm thinking or how I'm thinking about it. So what do you guys think? Do you think my Birkin is basic? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on the explosion of luxury fashion. Let me know if you feel like luxury fashion is turning basic and whether that impacts your perception, your joy, your level of enthusiasm for it. Maybe it makes it higher or maybe it makes it lower. Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, I will have a poll on my community page with topics for my next Chatting in My Closet episode, and based on how everybody votes on that video, I will use that to inform my next video topic. If you have any other topics that you would like me to discuss, please leave those in the comment section down below as well, and I will add them to the list. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below or head on over to Instagram and I'd be happy to help however I can. If you like this video and you found it interesting or thought-provoking, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of your feedback and support. If you like this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post new fashion-related videos every Sunday and Wednesday. So until next time,